This topic is, are we in a bubble? The reason for this is I've been having a lot of conversations where this question has come up from people interested in buying, selling, refinancing, and remodeling their home. The short answer is no. It's an issue of supply and demand, but what I wanted to do is show you the data to hopefully give you some confidence in all your real estate endeavors for this year. So let's get started. Just about all of us have heard the term seller's market. A few of us might have even heard the term buyer's market. But what does that actually mean? Well, very simply, it's the amount of time that a home has been on the market. This is from the time it's listed until the time it closes. And on average, if that is less than 6 months, it's a seller's market. If it's greater than 7 months, it's a buyer's market. And if it's kind of hovering in between the two, then it's this little unicorn called a neutral market. So when we compare the housing crisis, which roughly lasted from 2007 to 2010, to the last 4 years, it's a drastically different story. During the housing crisis, people were trying to sell their home as quickly as they can to avoid going underwater on their home. All the while, the buyer pool for these homes was very, very small. In fact, most buyers or potential buyers at this time were literally terrified to be entering the market during a housing crash. However, for those few that did take the risk, it ended up working out pretty well for them a few years later. Now, compare that to the last 4 years, and you can see the amount of time a home has sat on the market has been drastically decreasing year over year. In fact, analysts deem any sort of inventory that lasts less than 2 months is considered an extreme market. And so for these past 2 years, going into the third, we have been in an extreme seller's market. So here's where it gets really interesting. Is more homes were sold in 2021 than in the past 15 years prior. So really, it's not a matter of inventory being low. Really what it is that there's a massive buyer pool that's purchasing homes at an alarmingly fast rate. And the reason for this is twofold. One, COVID has changed the way we live. In fact, a huge amount of the population can now work remote, which gives them options, gives them flexibilities, and gives them different style and different types of needs in what they want in a home. Now, combine that with the lowest interest rates we've ever seen and probably will ever see, people want to move. There's been a lot of concern over how qualified are the people who are purchasing the homes during this time. Well, if we take a look back at the housing crisis, look at the buyer pool in orange, the amount of people who were able to purchase a home and had less than a 620 credit score. I'm sure most of you have probably heard the stories about people writing their dogs' names on applications and getting approved by a home. Well, lending restrictions have changed drastically. Underwriting is doing their due diligence, and threefold, making sure that a housing crisis will not occur again based on who they are lending to. With so many well-qualified buyers purchasing homes at a very quick rate, appreciation is on the rise. In fact, in 2021, you see a graph here of increasing from 10% to 18.5%. This is the national average. Historically, it's been around the 5 to 6% range. So this has been a drastic increase. But now, the next question is, will this continue? So no one knows for sure what appreciation is going to be like in 2022, but a lot of analysts believe that it is going to start tapering off a bit. And the main reason for this is that interest rates are going to rise. The Feds explicitly said that they plan to raise interest rates 6 times over 2022 to combat inflation. Now, very simple math from a lending standpoint with increasing interest rates is that for every 1% the interest rate rises, the amount that a lender can loan you decreases by 10%. So to put that in a numbers format, let's say in October, you were pre-approved for a loan for $1 million at 3%. Come June, interest rates are now 4%. Well, now you can only borrow $900,000. All the while, homes have appreciated 10, 12, 15% since then. And so the home that you were originally going after that cost $1 million could now cost right around 1.1 to 1.15. So I hope this data brought you some confidence and some clarity that we are not in a housing bubble. Rather, it's more of a challenge of supply and demand. If If you have any other questions, please feel free to reach out. I'm Nick Chambers with Chambers Northwest, a Windermere team here to help you build more freedom and flexibility while creating generational wealth through real estate. Thanks for watching.